We need a hole driller like that. Okay, so now we're getting more posts. So that's the post they're working on now. Then they're bringing another post here and another post to the corner here. And then we're getting one over here where the pail is, which is fine. It's still less posts than we needed the other day, but that's what the plan is now. This guy is one of the ones that was out there talking yesterday. Very easy to get along with, very nice guy. Seems to know his stuff. He's trying to work with us. He was worried about the construction, and he's like, well, I don't want to interfere with your construction. Very nice guy. But I said, it's fine. Just put it in a straight line, because I like straight lines. And he said, that's fine.
Okie doodles. Good morning, everybody. Just stepping into the house here this morning. It is still early. About 5:45 or something in the morning, 6 o'clock, something like that. So just looking at all the poles. When I got back last night, you have to do something about that air. I just came out here to turn the generator on because that is our only source of hydro in the house right now. And I can make a cup of coffee. Anyway, I got all the poles in. I really don't understand why they have to be so close together, because they look very, very close together. And then you get over here, it just looks like a mess. Very, very close. And I don't fully understand that. Like, these posts are not very far apart. So they must install things differently. These ones out here are, I don't know if you can even see them. There's a post there, and there's another one way over there. And they are, I think 100 meters apart. Those are high voltage lines. And then these ones, they had to be 30 meters apart. And they are lower voltage, I guess. Why they can't stretch them farther, I don't understand. A lot of times in Canada, I believe anyway, they run a metal cable along as support for the electrical wire. And maybe that's why, maybe they don't do that here, I guess. I don't know. Ja, nie znаю. It is a little cold out here, so I don't want to stay out too long. This is the wire we're putting up. And, you know, there's 4 strands going on here. There isn't one that's per se just wire, but they are. Yeah, I don't know. It seems like it would be solid enough to hold something up. No idea. It looks kind of goofy with this many poles in the yard, but we will get used to it eventually. So our shop's going to be on that side. Right here is likely going to be a banya, maybe banya or school. We're not 100% sure yet. Guest house we had talked about as well, maybe all in one, everything at once over here. And and they got to come back yet, because everywhere there's a curve they stick another post in. It's very normal here. I've never once in Ontario, again I'm trying to think Western Canada, I can't remember, but in Ontario they would use a metal wire. It's staked into the ground here, and it comes up on an angle, and they'll put like a plastic sleeve over the wire so you can see it and don't run into it. And that's how they put them on. So the wire's pulling this way, they would have it anchored that way to the ground. And it'll also be pulling this way, so they'll have it anchored that side. Here they don't do that, they just put another post up. We see the same thing out in the field. I don't know if you can see that, even on these high voltage lines. See, they just have another post holding it up. Anyway, don't really matter as long as it works. It's just interesting again how they do it differently. Oh, I thought this was neat too. So they have this rod, it goes all the way up and all the way down for grounding. And we don't have that either. I've never seen that on a, I shouldn't say never. I think maybe the poles that have the transformers on them, I don't know how they do that here either, because I have never seen a transformer box on the top of a pole. And Western Canada, we lived in Saskatchewan, we had a transformer on the ground, but in Ontario it's a round can, like the size of a big garbage can, a bit smaller than that maybe, but it's on the top of the post, and that's your transformer. And all the power lines would be high voltage, and then it runs through the transformer, and then from there it goes down and into your house. And I believe those posts are grounded, but I'm pretty sure not all the posts. In these cases, all of them are grounded. So anyway, like I said, it doesn't really matter. It's just interesting sometimes to see things that are different, how things are done differently in some countries. We had visitors from, where were they from? They don't have poles. Everything's buried in the ground. So they thought it was really unusual that we had any poles at all. This was in Ontario. I forget where they were from. But it costs quite a bit more money to bury them in the ground than it does above the ground. So this is cheaper as well. For now, this is still our electricity supply right here. It is awfully noisy though. Look forward to being hooked up, and that should happen. It is Saturday today, so if all goes well on Monday, we should be hooked up. Assuming everything goes well, that's the plan. You know, let's count on Tuesday, but still really good news. Very, very good news. Excited. That'll be a big help to us. I'm out here looking at these posts again, and I still don't understand it. It makes no sense to me. It's strange. Got that post there, and then this post.
This is where the thing was.
I was told 30 meters apart, so we have one there.
This is where the post is supposed to go.
That's where I wanted it?
Yeah.
No, it's on the end of that, no?
No.
I don't know. Anyway, got one here, and then there's another one there, and then we got another one there. I don't know why they didn't just put one right here in between that one and that one. I have no idea. We came to the conclusion we no longer care. Just get the posts in and let's get the wire strung. And then we have something to talk about later. But we just wonder why. That's all, right? It's not a huge deal.
No, I don't really care.
We don't really care.
I just want power.
It's just curiosity. Why? Why did we do it like this? Those ones apparently are beautifully straight. It's very nice and neat and tidy. It's just done differently.
Yeah.
That will be our shop over there at some point, so that'll work out. But we could have went from this post to the shop.
I think the reason,
I don't think we need that one. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, you do. The problem. what I'm understanding the issue is that they're bringing 50 watt to this post.
50 kilowatt.
Kilowatt, or that post. And in order to string 15 to the house, right, it was too long of a span. And if they left it here, depending on where you put the shop, that wouldn't have been far. It would have been too far too, because the wire's heavier.
Right. But then just put
they
another
couldn't have went
wire
from
on
there.
it.
That was the original plan, is they were going to bring 50 to this post, and then they were going to string 15 to the house, and we would only need 2 posts to do that.
Okay.
But now, and then I said to him, but it has to reach 50 has to reach to the shop. Will that work? So I think that's why they put these in, because they're worried that it wouldn't have reached.
Strange.
They're just trying to be accommodating.
Oh, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I think it'll all be fine.
It will be. Once
I just
we get
don't
a
understand
fence
it.
here, it'll be
Yes.
all right.
To some of you, that's like, well, they're complaining. No, we're not complaining. There's a complete difference. We just like to understand things. Things have to make sense in my brain, and sometimes I look at stuff and I'm like, that doesn't make any sense.
Overanalyze and overthink everything.
Yeah, there has to be a reason behind stuff. We don't just do things because, well, that's how it's always been done.
One thing I've noticed, though, is I feel like Russians talk it out. They discuss it, they talk 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 it, and they usually come up with the decision of the same decision after like 24 hours of what they originally discussed at the very beginning of a meeting. So they discuss it all day, and then they're like, yep, originally we came up with this idea, that's a great idea. Us, we talk it in our brains. And talk it and talk it and talk it and talk it in our brains, and then we just get it done. So we are very similar.
Maybe.
We are very similar.
Well, all humanity is similar.
Yep.
All of us are the same.
Yep.
Right here where that little tractor is, we're going to build a little building. And so that post won't seem as odd. This container is going to move, so then the post is kind of in a weird spot. But once we get the building built right there, it will no longer be in a weird spot. This one will be, but we'll work around that as well. The shop will be here. Maybe I'll move the shop over so that this post is right beside it. I'm not sure yet. I could possibly do that. We had talked about moving it over.
Right now for.
Yeah, and this is where we discuss.
Yeah.
In English, not Russian.
No.
You think we'll ever stand around and discuss it in Russian?
Maybe, I'm hoping so.
I mean, just you and me, I mean.
I know, but at least being able to understand when other people are discussing your life.
Yeah,
in Russian.
I just wonder if it was my mom and dad standing here right now, just the two of them, if they would be discussing it in English or Dutch. I'm pretty sure it'd be in Dutch. So that's why I wonder if in 30 years you and I will still be discussing it in English between the two of us.
Maybe.
Because it is our native tongue, right? So.
Could be.
Interesting thought. Anyway, we gotta go to the city again for eye appointments. It's so hard to get any work done right now. I got another 5 days, 6 days of this. Every day into the city, eye appointment, and back again. And since I got to be down here anyway for the eye appointments, they're actually just down the road from the Kremlin. So that is the Kremlin here in Nizhny Novgorod, right in front of me. And I just love the architecture on these old buildings. Absolutely beautiful. And all the work that's done on these. So I've showed you these before, or not these ones per se, but these old buildings. And it's remarkable how clean the streets and everything are here too. I always find. And it's worthwhile pointing out because not everywhere looks like that, right? This city is remarkably clean as far as cities go, I think. And well kept, well maintained. And there's areas that need work for sure. There's also a lot of areas that are being worked on. So there's yeah, it's always work being done, always progress being made, which is nice. It's a good sign. It's one thing if you see things are run down, but you don't see any progress. There's a nice little park in the middle here. Maybe I should go that way. Should have. There's a little coffee spot on the other side. That's what I'm looking for right now, is a cup of coffee. The pedestrian strip is just up there here, up ahead there. It's a nice, beautiful spot. If you ever get into Nizhny Novgorod and you have the opportunity, it's a wonderful spot. It's only pedestrian walking, no cars allowed. Lots of old shops here, beautiful little restaurants, just a nice historic area. We've been down there many times. You've seen it. If you've watched the channel, you've seen us down there, I'm sure, in some of the videos. Now this is a large square here in the middle. And then the Kremlin. Again, you've seen that in our videos as well, I'm sure. It's a beautiful area. Mix of modern and old. Nice here, eh? Beautiful flowers in this area. Finn was just pointing out, look at the guy on top. Statue. I don't remember. I did know at one point who this was. I don't remember today. And a helicopter flying. It's definitely fall. Everybody's got their coats on again. There's always tours here as well. So this guy actually looks like he's kind of maybe even playing the part. Looks like he's dressed differently. There's lots of tours here, lots of tour buses, and you can learn a lot. The beauty of living in a place that has so much history. So I'm not going to pretend to understand everything, but they're doing different exercises with one eye closed. And it's all strengthening exercises, which is apparently proven to work. Cora has some,
Громко. Тише.
she has
Еще.
clips on here for brain waves.
Окей?
I can tell when they get too tired. And they have to watch stuff, and then it keeps shutting off, and then that's all eye strengthening exercises.
Смотри мультик. Давай
How they
громко
figured out that
сделаем.
this works, I have no idea. But it works.
Сними наушники, сними. Громко сделаем, чтобы брат слушал. Окей?
Korean and that's in India.
These ones are doing. They all go through this and then through that. And then. That one would make your eyes squirrely, I think.
Громко схватилась.
What are you doing, Eli?
Что, громкости у нас нет, да, Кор?
Pretty fancy glasses.
Кор, где громкость? Исчезла громкость, да? Была и нет.
And Finley's just here with me, enjoying.
Мультик.
I watch a cartoon now.
Is he gonna be traumatized?
Might be. So what's the point of this when the video keeps turning off?
I don't know why it keeps turning off, but it's...
It's part of the exercise, but I'm not sure why. This is the Jungle Book, by the way, in Russian. Eli's doing something back here. And Ariana's still staring at that thing.
going in the wolf den. Like, what's he doing?
Hey, darling, can I tell you what's been on my mind? Sick and tired of the 9 to 5 in the city life. Hey, darling, we could get out of town, see the beautiful world around, wanna see it now. Pack our bags and get in that car, leave a little note and we'll drive real far. Let's get out, we can leave this city. Let's drive to the open air. Yeah, the countryside is so pretty.